Welcome back. It's Kovacs Report. We have a new number one from DC, the long-awaited Elseworlds Immortal Legend Batman. Yes, it's finally arrived. It's by Carl Higgins, Matt Groom, Erica D'Urso, Dan Mora, Igor Monti, and Tamara Bonvillain. So, like I said earlier, I've been awaiting this book. I do like the Elseworld books. They're non-canon, of course, which means the creators can just have a load of fun with the characters and dream up whatever they want to dream up. So I'm going to go through it page by page. There will be spoilers, of course, so please do read the book beforehand if you don't like sport. Like the video if you like the video, and if you're new here, hit subscribe. I'd really, really appreciate it. So to preface this, Immortal Legend Batman transforms Bruce Wayne, Dick Grayson, and Tim Drake into cosmic warriors wielding unique ways powers inherited through ancient legacies. And the book is set in a sci-fi future, and the Bat family battles shadows, destructive entities unleashed by humanity's manipulation of dark matter. Now, this series is going to incorporate a lot of Japanese Tokusatsu elements, including mech-powered transformations, named combat moves, and expanding team dynamic. It's going to span galactic megacities and distant outposts, and the story is going to explore Batman's quest to protect humanity while confronting a catastrophic mistake. So that's the premise, that's the setup. Let's dive straight into it. So first off, the art is really, really nice. They've done a great job of the art and the colouring. You really are, transferred to a future world, and we are on this planet called Evoca. And someone's being chased down by a bat spaceship, I take it. I mean, it looks very bat-like, right? And it shoots him down. There's no escape. And the guy tries to run. And he kind of knows who's coming for him, right? You can tell that he's absolutely terrified. Absolutely terrified. So the immortal Batman's reputation is definitely preceding him. So he sees an opening, and he shoots the rocks to create a cave in, but it's not enough. So Batman comes just absolutely crashing through, and he's relentless, the Batman in this book. He doesn't mess about. He grabs him, holds him over the cliff, and he wants to have answers to some questions. He says, you smuggled a man onto this planet 2 months ago. Where did you take him? Which outpost? And the guy's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just do cargo deliveries. And he goes, you're lying. Tell me. Threatening him. And he goes, where is Bruce Wayne? So you go, oh, where's Bruce Wayne? Isn't Bruce Wayne the Batman? So there we go. There's your first mystery. Now we jump to this outpost here where Mayor Dent and Sheriff Wayne. Yeah, Bruce Wayne is the sheriff here. And the mayor is, I take it, the equivalent of Harvey Dent. And they're chatting to this miner who has found a gruesome dead body lying in a crater. He's been absolutely eviscerated. He's like intestines and guts hanging out. It's pretty dark. And we find out there's been security has been doubled. Even so, no one saw anything. So it's a bit of a mystery. And that's the third body that's turned up in 8 weeks. And they are at a loose end. They have no idea what is going on. So they decide to head back to town, while the other chap decides to go and break the news to the family members. And they jump on these cool-looking motorcycles, or space bikes, whatever you want to call them, and off they are to the town, where, out of nowhere, Batman attacks, and he's demanding more answers. He's demanding more answers. And the thing is, like, you're the Batman. We haven't had any shadow sightings, right? Because that's what Batman does. He chases down these shadows and destroys them. But this is just a murder. So he's confused as to why the Batman is here. And they say, well, this man that is a shadow, and he's coming with me. And he points at Bruce Wayne. She's like, what's going on? Why is he pointing at Bruce Wayne? Isn't he Bruce Wayne? So Dent here, he tries to protect him, but Batman doesn't care. He's not scared of anything. And he tries to convince the people that Harvey is wrong, and this man is an imposter. It is not Bruce Wayne. Of course, some fighting ensues. We get some really cool sort of space batarangs, let's call them, that explode. And old Sheriff Bruce Wayne makes a run for it. Now, just before Batman's about to grab him, the lady from earlier comes in, absolutely smacks Batman with the truck. These space trucks are really cool. Reminds me of Alien. He goes flying, and off they go, escaping. But it's no use, because you can see Batman's pursuing him at great speed. And no matter what they do, they cannot get rid of him. So eventually, he takes the tires out. The truck comes to a screeching halt, and there's a big standoff. And I love the fact that these little batarangs he throws, they kind of slice the guns in parts. So they're like homing things. They get there and they just spin around, and they cut them to shreds. I really like it. Really like it. And he tells them to stand down, but they don't have much of a choice, of course. So Batman again tries to explain to them this man is an imposter. Now, while that's happening, the lady that was driving the truck, she brings out a little bit of tech, which is this the truck. I think it transforms into this giant like mining laser, right? it tunnels through crystal, so it's pretty dangerous. But Batman still does not give a flying F. And he says, listen, I know what's going on here. This guy's an imposter. And the imposter whispers in his ear and says, yes, I am an imposter, basically. I killed them. Ha, ha, ha. What are you going to do about it, right? So Batman's like, you know what? Yeah, I don't care. I'm still going to take you down. He says, I can prove that this man is not Bruce Wayne. And he takes his bat costume off and reveals that he is the real Bruce Wayne. Now, the Shadow realizes that the game is up, so he then transforms into a truer form, and we see the two-faced man. So me there thinking that the Mayor Dent was going to be the sort of two-faced character and got it all wrong. It was this guy here. He looks pretty mean looking, actually. I like it. And then we have this huge fight where they absolutely go hell for leather on each other. You know, lots of weapons get shooted or shot. You know, laser beams start flying out. Bat press. And here we get that sort of Japanese influence where they announce the moves. And it's all done in that sort of extrapolated style. So it looks pretty cool. I mean, the fight scenes work really, really well. Everything's dynamic. Everything's bright. Everything's fast. It's a lot. It is like watching an anime. So after some explosive action here, the young lady here, she falls down the cliff, and Batman, of course, rescues her and old Mayor Dent here, and he comes back to the top. And he apologizes that he didn't realize, but how would he know? It was not his fault, right? He says, it's my fault. Batman says, it's my fault, and I'm going to fix it. And then off he flies to the next adventure. So it's an interesting introduction, right? You know what you're getting. The art is lovely. I mean, look at these space scenes. They look fantastic. The coloring's really nice. But we also get like a little epilogue, a little extra part here where it explains some of the history. It says our history begins with the history you're taught in schools at the start of the 22nd century. Humanity took to the stars, but to conquer the vast distances between solar systems, we had to lock the power of dark matter, allowing us to bend space-time around our ships. This forever changed the destiny of our species. It connected us to distant worlds, new resources, new opportunities. But unlocking this potential came at a terrible cost. And this is where the shadow monsters came out. So the first time we used dark matter, we permanently shattered the barrier between our universe and our universe's shadow. And through that breach came humanity's shadow. So that's where they come from. And they're just bloodthirsty, murdering killers. So, excuse me. To combat that, these three rose to prominence. The first embraced ennobling, spirit-lifting, bright half of the binding energy close to our universe. He named this approach the way of Robin. So Robin came first, not Batman. The second believed the tactics and ability of the enemy could be used against them. He embraced the terrifying, relentless half of the binding energy closest to the shadow universe. He named his approach the way of the Bat. And then we get the way of the Nightwing, where she sort of harnessed both of those different powers to use both of them, depending on how she needed them. And that's how we get to where we are. And together, they pulled humanity back from the brink of destruction. But it became clear that we would never be free of these shadows entirely. So these three made a plan to ensure the legacy would continue. So then they would pass on their powers and their legacy onto the next person. So it says 1 year ago, for example, Master Stephanie Brown passed the mantle of Immortal Legend Robin to boy genius Tim Drake. So we're getting these familiar back characters through. 2 years prior, Master Harper Rowe passed the mantle of Immortal Legend Nightwing to stunt pilot Dick Grayson. And 2 years before that, I passed the mantle of Immortal Legend Batman onto trillionaire Bruce Wayne. So, you know, it's a different origin here. It wasn't just Bruce Wayne that had this and constructed a family. This was gifted to these people by someone else. And we get the familiar origin story. His parents were murdered by the shadows. But this mystery person who passed the mantle on to Bruce Wayne says, I wasn't sure that this kid had what it took, but he was determined. He proved him wrong. He traveled the galaxy, just like the classic Batman. He learnt everything he could learn and became, absolutely relentless. So he decided that, yes, it is time to pass the mantle on to this Bruce Wayne chap. But, and this is where the story is going, because obviously Batman has something in his past that was catastrophic that he feels guilty for. I don't know, something that he's trying to fix. And this is where it starts. He said, but recently Bruce has abandoned his duties, leaving his partners to face shadow incursions alone. I don't know why or to what end, but I've heard concerning reports of the immortal legend Batman attacking people. The most credible of these reports suggest he crashed a space station into one of the moons of Ankor, brutally killing a cryogenist in the process, which I assume is kind of like a Mr. Freeze, maybe. So he decides this can't go along or can't go on any longer, and decides that it's time to pass that mantle on to his son. And we find out his son is none other than, and in classic Batman, Bruce Wayne's childhood friend, Thomas Elliot. So it's kind of like a Hush story there as well. So that's it. It was really interesting. I'm going to be honest, it didn't absolutely blow me away. There's a lot of setup there, And I think it's one of those books, because if you're so familiar with the normal Batman, it takes a little while to get a different perspective, a different reimagining to settle. But I like it. It's really interesting. I think it's got a really good future, and I'm on board for the next issues. So yeah, it's a bit of a treat, actually. I think it's nice to get something different every so often. But I mean, look at the art; it looks really cool. The dialogue's nice as well. Everything's kind of works. So I'm excited by the next issue. I'm going to review it, and those are my thoughts. So let me know yours, and hopefully you've liked the video. Hopefully you subscribed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.